in the documentary, you addressed the Tupac situation for the first time. The first time ever you actually addressed the situation. You know what I'm saying? Everyone always wanted to know that. And was that tough for you, or that was something that it felt good after you got it off your chest?
Listen, I always wanted to tell a story. The problem is this. You'll never be able to change Tupac fans' minds on whatever Pac said. It's almost like the Trump fans that still believe he won the presidential race. You feel me? The thing about it is this. The nigga that actually robbed and shot Pac is on YouTube telling niggas he did it. You feel me? Wow. But they don't want that to be the guy. They want me to be the guy.
Yeah. You know, people believe what they want to believe. You can't stop them from believing what they want to believe.
Because I know that he did it. Not that I sent them, but I know he did it. You feel me? Because when you're in the hood, you know what everything goes down, who did what. Right? So they don't want to listen to him because he didn't say that Jack was involved.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So my thing, anybody who know me like Akon told him the other day, if I do something to you, right, I will tell you I did it.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Because I don't care about what another nigga want to do in these streets, because we can go head up. All you got to do is suit up, and I'm with you. Whatever you do. But as long as the statute of limitation ran out, and I don't have to worry about the law, I'll tell the world I did it. And I'm still telling you I didn't do it. And I had nothing to do with it.
Wow. Now this is the last question. This is the last question, because I know you remotely. Did you really have Madonna eating jerk chicken in Flatbush?
Yeah.
What is good, y'all? It's Coffee on the vid, and you guys hear the clip there. Haitian Jack speaking about Pac, and man, oh man, I know this is going to cause a lot of conversations. But first off the rip, as always, rest in peace, Tupac. And I really need to hear from everyone on this. All the Tupac fans, all the hip-hop historians, everyone. Please hit the comments, join the discussion with your thoughts, theories on, the shooting in general, on what Haitian Jack is saying there. That was kind of wild, right? He compared Tupac fans to Trump fans, right? So what do y'all think about that? Like, regardless if you care for Trump, you hate Trump, whatever, do you think that there was any truth to what he was saying as far as how strong the fan base is and, how much love those respective fans have for Pac and Trump? Or do you think that whole comparison or whatever was just like get that out of there, But it's just a wild situation, man, when it comes to Tupac and the shooting. There's so many theories, and a lot of people don't believe these different individuals who have spoke up about the incident. And I mean, I really can't blame anyone for not believing these guys, because let's be honest, these guys were all, criminals. They were all out for themselves. They all had their own interests. And they all brokered deals with the feds. Majority of them we know, some of them it's alleged. But you know how that goes, man. A lot of times when cooperation is done, there's half truths. There's I'm gonna give you a little of this, but change that up and try to protect my interest and dump it on someone I don't like, or look out for someone that I do like. You know what I mean? It's a very, very complicated scenario. You know what I mean? But once again, guys, please hit them comments, man. I always am interested in these comment threads, but on this one, I really, really want to chop it with all you guys. But before we continue talking about the shooting and the different people involved or allegedly involved, or however you want to put it. Tupac, man, it's just such a shame. Once again, R.I.P. to the GOAT. It's just such a shame, though, when you look back at Pac. We say this all the time, right? That if Pac was here, what would things be like? And hit the comments with your theories on that as well. It really feels now, it felt like then, you know what I'm saying? Like Tupac was that one guy that really, really had power to make changes, to kind of take the lead and to kind of just push away a lot of the bullish, like just not accept a lot of the fluckery that goes on. Tupac was just a powerful person in many ways. I remember, you know, when the movie was on its way, I've mentioned this numerous times, and I'm not even trying to like go in on Wack by mentioning Wack, but I just remember back then a lot of people, like when Wack was saying that Tupac was not revolutionary, a lot of people disagreed, and myself included. I feel like Tupac really had the power to get in there and make change, like I said. And yeah, you can say, oh, Pac, you know, he didn't do that much, or pick apart, you know, different things. And you know what I mean? But his work wasn't done. You know what I mean? His work was not done. And of course, Tupac was not perfect. When a lot of times when people try to like attack Tupac, like what he was really about or whatever, it's almost like when people try to pick apart the Bible and they try to go at Jesus. And when I'm bringing that up, I'm not trying to get religious or spiritual. I'm just kind of using the comparison, the way people try to point out faults in Jesus. They try to do that with Tupac. And it's like, no one ever said Tupac was perfect. No one ever said Tupac didn't sin. But, you know, just getting back to what I was saying, you know, if Pac was here, what would things be like? It just seems like Tupac's downfall was the company that he kept, right? It seemed like, you know, Pac made some bad decisions sometimes about the people that he kept around him. I mean, we know that he cleaned that up and he made decisions to cut off certain people or stay away from certain people. But all in all, more or less, the damage was kind of done. You know what I mean? Like Tupac caught that bid behind people that he was around. You know what I mean? Tupac, more or less, I'd say the shootings. I'm not putting those shootings on people that he was around, but I don't know, man. Just hit the, like, let me know if y'all feel what I'm saying. Hit the comments, man. Like Pac just, that was his downfall, in my opinion. And it really makes you wonder when we're speaking on this, right? Could some of these individuals, right, been federal plants? Like, were they planted by the feds, some of these guys? I mean, listen, we already know how the feds can get down at times. They will play dirty. We already know when it comes to agendas and different things like that. We already know when it comes to governmentally, right? They'll go back one cartel over another. So when it comes to ish in the streets and in hip hop and in entertainment, if there's people that the feds are keeping an eye on, imagine what lengths they would go to, you know, then. And then we got to think about the different individuals' involvement with the feds that we know of. You know what I mean? Like, hit the comments with your thoughts, theories on that as well. Like, I really hope y'all participate and get in on this one. Like I always say, guys, Jay Coffee Talk does not, you know, claim to be an expert. I really like tapping in with the people and talking with you guys. That's what the platform's always about, chopping it with you guys. But on this one, I really want everyone to break this down. Let's chop it up. Let's kick it. But do you believe Haitian Jack, you know, where he's saying he had no involvement, you know, and he's saying that, you know, the fans don't want to believe other people that, you know, that did say that they were involved. I mean, it's interesting that we heard Tupac call out Haitian Jack and Jimmy Henchman, you know, on tracks. And then we know, you know, Jimmy Henchman, when he was doing the Queen for a Day proffer sessions with the feds, you know, he did speak up and you know, took responsibility, you know, said that he played a part in it all. Now, can we take everything Jimmy Henchman says to the bank as facts? Like I said, I don't necessarily believe so when it comes to like people cooperating with the feds. Like I said, they play games a lot of the times. They really do. And it's surprising sometimes what games cooperators are able to play with the feds. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes you wonder a lot of times if the feds will play that game and say, okay, yeah, we'll run with that. We believe you, just to let certain people take other people out and such. But I remember when the other individual was speaking out, that Dexter Isaac, or am I saying it backwards? Isaac's Dexter, my bad, y'all, whatever. He was saying some things about Stretch setting up Tupac, and I know that was rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, and there's just a lot of people speaking out, you know, he's lying about this, he's lying about that, I know this, like, you know what I mean? It all gets very, very confusing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we know basically what happened to Tupac, but I feel like behind the scenes, there was a lot of different things that transpired that are unclear. You know what I mean? Like, this thing had many moving parts, and it was a complex thing. You know what I mean? Very, very complex thing is my theory and my belief. You know what I mean? Once again, though, that company that Pac kept, like I said, it just, I don't know, this guy was in danger, and I felt like he ultimately knew that he was as well. You know, his days being numbered, and maybe not necessarily if his life was always on the line, which I believe ultimately it was, but I also believe he may have ended up in the feds or something. Like, Tupac was just looked at as a threat, in my opinion, you know, but all the company he kept around him was grimy and had their own agendas, and it was like when this event went down, you know what I'm saying? It's like you could just see how wild it was and how paranoid Tupac had became, and you know what I mean? He had to, basically. It's just, I don't know, you know, success, being a leader, being a free thinker always makes one a threat. You know what I mean? And when you got that power, once you got that power and you're moving the way you move, like we always talk about on this channel, whether it's other rappers or other people making moves out in the world, when you get in power and you start moving a certain way, if individuals don't like what you're doing, or you're not adhering to different agendas trying to be put out there, you know what I mean? And kind of say, hey, you can move around, but stay within these boundaries. And you just kind of say, nah, I'm just going to walk wherever. You know, things get dangerous. But that's all I got, guys. Please hit the comments. Let's talk about all this. And how about that at the end, too, with Haitian Jack, Madonna, right? It's like Pac was, you know, with Madonna. Haitian Jack claims he was. Like, Madonna was out here moving around in these streets, huh? That's all I got. Sub to the channel. Hit the notification bell. It's J Coffee Talk. Daily content. Let's break all this down. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Join Team Coffee. Make sure you guys tune in to the live streams where you can call in and kick it with coffee. And I'm gone, y'all. Peace. Be safe. R.I.P. to the GOAT, Tupac Shakur.